Alright, hello there ladies and gentlemen, Moletrap here. Welcome back to the Code A tournament of the GSL. This is the second round of the tournament, and we are going to have a Terran versus Terran here very soon. It's going to be Maru versus Happy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes here. In fact, game number one is about to begin. It's going to be on Daybreak. So we're about to start match number one. This is round two for a chance to have a match in round three for a spot in Code S. Alright, and up here in the top right hand part of the map is our Terran player from the team Incredible Miracle. Hopefully at the end of the day he will be, as his name is, he is happy. And down here at the bottom left of the map is our other Terran player. From the team Prime, he is Maru Prime. And at this point, this is an interesting situation. We have these two Terran players here, and Happy has a lot more experience. He's been doing a lot better lately. Well, he's been doing well lately, I should say. He's been, you know, kind of getting his name around, winning some stuff, well, I wouldn't say winning tournaments or anything like that, but, you know, doing well, getting some wins on the board and that kind of thing. You know, he's been playing in the GSL, he was in Code S, etc. So you'd kind of expect a Code S Terran to be, you know, kind of the favorite over this sort of more up-and-coming Terran player of Maru, who has not been seen in the GSL for some time. Since the tiebreaker matches back in, you know, back at the end of Open Season 3 when they had tiebreakers to see who got into the first seasons of Code S. In any case, it's actually the reverse is what I'm getting at here, because I would actually favor Maru in this match, because here's the thing. Happy, he's very, very good against Protoss. He never loses to Zergs. He just doesn't. He's like 15-2 against Zerg or something like that. It's ridiculous. But he's got a really, really bad record versus Terran. Really bad record versus Terran. And so this is Happy I'm talking about that has a bad record versus other Terrans. And so I'm really not anticipating him playing too terribly well here today. He's been, you know, not faring well against Terrans. He's lost, I think, his last 8 matches against Terran. And his win then, you know, 8 matches ago was 1 win in a best of 3 against Marine King, where he actually lost the best of 3. So, and is the scout going to get in here? Yes, no, yes, no! Haha, sorry about that. Happy does not let that SCV get in there. For a second I was like, oh, that's silly, raising the depot, but it actually blocked the SCV's path. If the SCV had pathed directly here first, he would have been able to get by there and see what was going on in the main, but instead, he didn't. He pathed towards that depot right before it went up. That was a really beautiful play, actually. I really like that. It was really cool. And he did see the expansion there, so he knows pretty much everything that's going on. He can, of course, kind of anticipate what might be happening based on even though he didn't scout in the main base. On the other hand, we have had Happy not been able to scout just yet the expansion there. Now he goes in there and sees the expansion up. And is he going to get in? Nope, he's not going to get into the main either. See that the double gases have gone down for both players. Anyway, real quick, wanting to get back here to the records of these guys. So Happy, not very good versus Terran. He was in Code S this season, but guess what? He lost to Marine King and Alive, and that's the 2 players that knocked him down to Code A, and that's why he's in this match right now. So other Terrans, not too good for Happy. Now, on the other hand, despite the fact that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience, lately Maru has been on fire. He's been playing really, really well, primarily in the KSL Team League recently. He's only played 1 match in Code A. I mean, he played in Code A August after he got through, well, yeah, he played in Code A of August and just immediately got beaten by Fruit Dealer, got eliminated, got back in for this season, and he defeated Maru in his first match. So here he is, but in the Team League, the KSL Team League, he's been owning face. He's basically undefeated. He's won 5 or 6 games there, including against Hack, Bomber, and Virus, other Terran players. So right now, the favor definitely goes to Maru right now. He is looking to be in better shape, but you know, Happy is a very strong player. You can't really count him out right now. And he looks like he is going to go ahead make a tech lab on that factory, switch it off, and swap it out for the starport so he can go ahead and make some Banshees. The same thing going on over here. Actually, it might not be Banshees. We'll have to wait and see. Same thing going on over here in Maru's base. Maru just got scouted by that scan, whereas Maru himself has not seen this build from Happy just yet. So we're going to see what they do, and Happy proceeds with the Banshee regardless. I almost would have thought maybe a Raven would have been prudent, but he's actually going to produce a Viking first before transferring over to that tech lab. Very interesting play, just kind of like inferring, I don't think he scouted it at all, no, inferring that there was going to be Banshee play, or at least the possibility of it coming out from Happy. The other thing that you could do, though, is if you are going to go ahead and make a Banshee, no, he's going to go for the Raven instead. So he gets scouted and then changes his plans. That's a really good move to do. It's not a bad change. It's not going to throw him off too much to have that Viking and a Raven. It's actually going to be helpful later on down the line. And it's going to be exactly what he needs against the Cloak Banshee build. Sorry, I didn't have the production tab up there. But he is researching Cloak. You can see at the little whirring in the tech lab that he is making Cloak upgrade right now, and this is going to be a waste. It's going to be a complete waste. Viking Raven is just going to own this Banshee. He's not going to get any damage done, and unfortunately he's going to get there and discover the Raven too late to cancel Cloak. And I think, yeah, is he going to be able to... Nope, here comes the Banshee. Cloak is about to finish. The Viking goes in there and starts taking shots. He sees the Raven. He did cancel Cloak. Beautiful. Happy had mere moments to make that decision, and he made it. And he made it well. That was really cool. The Banshee, the second Banshee does complete. He goes ahead and keeps that second Banshee. Still going to be handy to have a Banshee around. You can scout around with it. You can try and clear out watchtowers, etc. It's going to be able to do a lot of DPS in a battle. But he goes ahead and switches up and gets a Raven of his own. That was really cool. I like that a lot. Especially because, you know, he saw the Raven, so he knows that his opponent has a tech lab on a starport. And so it's prudent that he might have to be prepared for Banshees coming out on their own. Sometimes that'll happen when one player fails at Banshees. They'll go ahead and the other, when they hold off the Banshee build, they'll make Banshees of their own to kind of counterattack with. There's handy all-around units. But so he's going to get a Raven as well. Both players are going to have Blue Flame upgrade on their Hellions now. Saw it upgrading earlier for Maru, and Happy has just finished his as well. So it looks like we're actually going to see a mech versus mech game, and I don't know when the last time I saw a mech versus mech game was. I cannot remember it, because it seems like these days almost every match is someone going bio or marine tank and someone else going mech, or you know, some variation of that, marine tank versus all bio or marine tank versus marine tank. But it's very rare that for some reason lately that I've seen mech versus mech games. So this is going to be really interesting. It's going to be not a situation where, you know, it's going to be a battle of styles, where sometimes the style is the only thing that wins the game for a player. It's just going to be a battle of wills and macro and micro and just overall playing ability. So we're going to get to see the better player win this game, that is for sure. Let's check the Viking count real quick, actually. So they're both, neither player up too high in the Vikings just yet. Reactor Vikings being produced by Happy, as not yet for our other parent player by Maru. He's just producing single Vikings, so he's actually behind already, and he's going to be falling farther behind in the Viking count, which it could be very bad. It could not be too significant, but it could be quite bad, because it means that Happy is going to have the vision advantage in any of the fights. His tanks are going to have a better vision because he will have control of the air, and he'll be able to control where the air battle happens, as well as, that's the other thing, is when you have the air advantage like that, the Banshee becomes so strong, because if you can kill off all their Vikings, and especially if they're meching and they only have Hellions, and you kill off all their Vikings, suddenly that Banshee can kill everything. And here comes a little bit of a Hellion drop. He's trying to take out some SCVs, and he is going to get a few SCVs here. Not a ton, though, just a few. Looks like he got, well, some SCVs have been killed in other parts of the battle, so I don't know exactly how many killed there in total, but looks like he got 5 or 6 SCVs. Not too bad. Medevac retreating back home as well. And like both players just kind of floating their barracks around, trying to scout with them. And yeah, so this is going to be really interesting. It's going to be an advantage, I believe, for Happy, because he's just going to win the air battle. And even if he loses out a little bit on the ground, he's going to have that Banshee to help clean up and put out extra damage. And again, continuing to produce double Vikings Happy is, and again, only continuing to, actually I don't know if he's even producing Vikings. Okay, now he had switched over the, okay, that's really strange. He had switched over the starport to the reactor and didn't do anything with it, and now he has switched it off of the reactor in order to make more Hellions out of the reactor on the factory. So this is, look at those factories. That is 6 factories. That is a ton of production going on right there for Maru. And actually, there's only 3 factories. Is that right? Only 3 factories? And the starport, of course, for Happy. So the production capabilities are going to be much higher for, excuse me, for Maru right now. And he's actually pulling ahead in supply a little bit as a result. And we're going to see, yeah, Maru really, I mean, sorry. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, yeah, it is a good thing that he made those extra production facilities. He's supply blocked right now, actually. He just made 3 depots at once. But now that he's on supply blocked, he's going to be able to use that extra production to use all that money that he had saved up. And he actually makes a ton of Hellions and what have you. Still has a lot of gas saved up. This is going to be close. He's trying to take his 3rd, but while Happy's trying to take his 3rd, Maru is trying to take a 3rd and a 4th over here at the left side of the map. He's actually taken it, and he's moving around the bottom of the map as well. So basically, even though Happy has a little bit of a tactical advantage, Maru is just out macroing him at the moment. And as we can see, Happy has 1,200 minerals in the bank right now. That is horrible. And now he's supply blocked. He's having to make depots. And this is just going to be really bad. Oh no, huge engagement possibly happening here. No, it's going to back off there just in time. But here's the Vikings coming in. And it's all going to come down to it. Puts down a point defense drone and immediately kills off the enemy Vikings. He actually killed the Raven. Maru did not put down a point defense drone of his own. Where is that Banshee? That Banshee could be killing off tanks right now, but instead these Hellions are killing off his command center. Where is the Banshee? He's moving his own tanks in. They're suiciding the tanks in. What is he doing? The Hellions come back to defend as well, and that was just horrible. Landing the Vikings as well, doing some damage, but is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. A big trade, but wow, Happy played that horribly. He played that horribly, and now we see why Happy has such a poor record in Terran versus Terran, because all he had to do was send that one Banshee, and I guess the Banshee may have died at some point, but that was not a good engagement at all. Landing the Vikings helped out some, but he just lost all of his Vikings. Now he no longer has a Viking advantage at all. He suicided his tanks into a sieged up position where there was Hellions to blockade against the enemy tanks. Didn't target them down. Everything went wrong for Happy, and there's the GG. Maru at first out macroing and then winning the game when Happy completely mismicroed every part of the major battle. And Maru's going to take game number 1. Wow, so there you go. I don't know what Happy was thinking there, to be honest with you. He really misplayed that battle. I don't know what happened to that Banshee. It's too bad he didn't have it around. Otherwise, that Banshee could have just killed off all of the tanks, or at the very least, forced those tanks to unsiege, so he could attack with his superior numbers at that point. Or actually, I think he had less tanks, but he could have at least attacked not against sieged up tanks, which is just a big mistake. So anyway, we're gonna get started with game number 2 here in just a second. We're not wasting any time. Entombed Valley is gonna be the map, and it looks like both players are not quite ready yet. We're waiting for them to alert us that they are ready. But yeah, Entombed Valley is going to be the next map, and I hope we see some better play out of Happy. I like the fact that we saw a nice, cute macro game. We saw some poking, we saw a drop, and we saw Happy just being tactically better in that situation. I like the going for the Raven and the extra Vikings, but then just throwing it all away as Maru out macroed him at the same time. So hopefully we'll see him do a little bit better. The game is about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. Entombed Valley, game number 2. Can Maru bring home the win, or will Happy come back and tie it up? We're going to find out.